So Koen, today we have you at the announcement for the Nikita fight. Overall, your thoughts on the fight and Nikita himself?
It's a great fight. I think we match up really well. I've said before, I have respect for Nikita as a man and fighter. I'm going to do everything I can do to possibly hurt him as badly as I can and to take that Australian title off him. I'm sure he'll be doing the same thing. I know he loves a war, he loves a fight. He won't be having to go look far with me.
For sure. How does it feel like to be headlining as well for a big show like this with Nikita?
Amazing, this is stuff that I dreamt of when I started the sport. And there was plenty of times where I wasn't sure that I was going to get here, I've always had this belief in my belly that this is what I was made to do, this is what I love doing and what I'm destined to do. But there's been plenty of times where I wasn't sure. So to be able to see my name up there, to know that I'm getting myself closer and closer to where I want to be, which is world champion and one of the great fighters of Australian history, this is a great step for me. So I'm really looking forward to the night.
What do you make of Nikita's career so far? I know that you guys have had, amateurs in the past and things like that. So what do you think of his career now?
He's doing well. He's beaten a bunch of undefeated fighters. He's beaten a couple, guys that have got some good experience and names in Jack Brubaker, Danilo Criati. He just finished his first 10 rounds fight and shown that he can go the distance, which was a bit of a question mark in my mind. Was he's explosive, he's strong, but how does he last over the rounds? I'm impressed so far. For someone who with 9-10 fights, he's been impressive, but he's definitely got holes. He's definitely, just another man with 2 arms and 2 legs. I couldn't care less about the name, to be honest with you, because as far as I'm concerned, he's just another man, same as me, and I plan to show that. We're getting close. So,
have you seen any flaws in his last fight, and do you think that you can attack those?
Definitely, yeah. There's definitely holes. Everyone has holes. You can't tick every box. And the ability to sustain it over 10 rounds over an intense, hard fight when I'm there trying to, they're putting it on him and trying to win. That's going to be a big difference. I'm keen to see how he holds up. As far as I'm looking at it, I hope he turns up in the best possible shape he could and ready for an absolute war. Gives me his best because I wouldn't want to beat anything less.
What would a win for you do for this fight, and what would it do for your career as well?
It propels my name and career to a level that I haven't been able to get to yet, which is the finances, the dollars, the name behind the doing of the sport is a big aspect. To be able to get the sparring, to travel and do what you need to do. I've always wanted to be Australian champion too. It was something we sort of skipped past, and I went into the regional belts. So to be able to win an Australian title would be great for myself. But in all honesty, career-wise, I'm happy. I know I'm going where I'm going. I just love this. I just love testing myself, put myself up there as a sacrifice to gain, all the worldly things for my family. To be able to create freedom for my family, to create choices that we wouldn't have otherwise, and being able to do it with my family and loved ones beside me and a great team around me, I couldn't ask for much more.
Koen, you obviously announced the fight, but now you're at home in Sydney. How's it feel to see your face up there on the ICC?
It feels good. It feels more normal than it does to be on the undercard, to be honest with you. This is something I've dreamed of since I was, started the sport, was headlining these big shows, being in the big tournaments, big fights, and being able to do it under No Limits banner, being able to fight for the Australian title against a name like Tszyu is a great way to do it.
And obviously, how's camp been going? Run us through the day-to-day life at the moment.
Really good, really good. This is my second fight with the new team at Complete Boxing and Joel Keegan. Our team continues to grow, and the level of training we're doing. When I entered that team, I couldn't believe the sort of level of training, the intensity that we were doing, and it just continues to rise, and I continue to match that, So I felt really comfortable. I've started to become really comfortable with what we're trying to do, the style we're trying to emulate and fight with, I'm looking forward to being able to put it on show.
Boxing's a funny game, Koen. Sometimes it only takes one really big fight to change your entire life. And you've had some really big nights in Australian boxing already, been in there against guys like Wade Ryan, Joel Camilleri. You're no stranger to big fights on big nights. Is this one, though, a little bit different?
Not really, to be honest with you. I've been doing this sport for 14 years now. And when I started, I said, these are the fights that I dreamt of, that I imagined myself in, the real big fights, big names. These are what excite me, These are what I do it for. So it doesn't feel too much different, to be honest with you. Like, I know it's all a distraction, all these cameras, lights, all these people, they disappear as soon as I lose, you know? So I'm not here like a lot of Nikita's previous opponents that they're here for the lights, they're here to see their name up there, they're here for a quick payday. I'm here to win this fight. I'm genuinely here to win this fight. I'm preparing to win this fight. I'm preparing as if I am going to win.
You were ringside for Nikita's last fight. What did you make of his performance that night against Danilo Criati?
He looked good. I thought he did well, and his first 10 rounds that he completed, he's very explosive and strong, obviously. But there's a lot of gaps there. There's a lot of things that I think that can be exploited, especially as the rounds go on. But we'll see if the rounds do go on. I'm coming for war. He's not going to have to find me. I know that I'm not going to have to find him. We all know he's like an explosive, offensive fighter that lacks some defensive, aspects. But I'd say that maybe I'm similar in some ways. So I think it's going to make for a really entertaining fight.
There's been a lot of talk of Nikita fighting Michael Zerafa if he wins. Is that a fight you'd want if you beat Nikita, Zerafa?
Zerafa told me to his face that he didn't want to fight me. I was too much of a risk for him. So they offered me that fight when Zerafa fought Criati. They offered me Zerafa. I said, yeah, for sure. George and these boys said that he didn't want it, which, you always take with a grain of salt. But Zerafa said to me at the press conference for that fight that he didn't want that fight. It was too much of a risk for him. So, that's all future stuff. And even hearing Zerafa talking about Nikita and Tim as if they've already gone through me is insulting. In fact, that people are congratulating me for getting this fight. I understand it, but in a manner that's also insulting. As I said, I'm not here as a participant. I'm not here to just be part of the show. I'm here to win this fight and take this crown.
There's a lot that people would know, obviously, about Koen Mazoudier outside of the boxing world. Boxing in Australia, they know it. You've been in wars and everything. For those that don't know, what's the life of Koen Mazoudier outside of boxing compared to Nikita Tszyu's upbringing?
I live a humble life, man. I'm a family man. I've got 2 kids and a third one on the way, a beautiful wife, and it's a family affair for me, Like, I started with my dad, where I guess, Nikita had the inspiration come from his dad being world champion and being one of our greatest fighters in history. I started watching the sport with my dad, watching it in the lounge room, hitting a bit of pads in the backyard for some fun and fitness. And just, the journey's been a long one with ups and downs, but I've got to put all praise and glory to God, and just I'm thankful to be exactly where I am, Like, there's a lot of this talk of the silver spoon in Nikita's mouth and me earning it the hard way. I definitely agree. It's been earned, not given to me. I don't necessarily agree that Nikita's had a silver spoon. It's this is a hard road for anyone. He definitely was put up in the lights straight away, put in the big show straight away. I've had to grind my way here. It's been 14 years in the making. I've been in this sport. 80 amateur fights, 16 professional fights now. I was ranked number 9 in the world only 2 fights ago, but it's still the Nikita Tszyu show. So I'm here to cement my name, Koen Mazoudier. People will remember it. They'll know me, and I'll continue on my career.
That's beautiful. Thanks, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.